Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
Hey, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. This is Happy English Podcast, episode 468, Phrasal Verbs with at, part 2. Hey guys, this is the second episode in a 3-part series on the preposition at. In the last lesson, we looked at 8 different ways that we use at. For today's English lesson, we'll look at phrasal verbs and idioms that contain at. And next time, we'll study other set phrases and expressions that use at. Are you ready? Let's get started. First of all, you can arrive at an agreement, at a conclusion, at a decision, and so on, which means to make or reach. For example, after several weeks of negotiations, we arrived at an agreement on the selling price of the house. The doctor arrived at a conclusion about my condition. She said I have the flu. We need to arrive at a decision about hiring someone before Friday's meeting. By the way, when you talk about transportation, you can arrive at a building or arrive in a country, city, town, and so on. For example, the plane arrived at JFK Airport, but the plane arrived in New York. We arrived at the train station, but we arrived in London. Next, when someone or an animal comes at you, they attack you. For example, the drunk guy came at me with a knife, but he fell down, so I was okay. The dog came at me when I walked past the house. I'm glad there was a fence. In a similar way, go at means to start an argument with someone. Here are some examples. Jack's wife went at him when he came home drunk. The baseball manager went at the umpire because he disagreed with the decision. Go at also means to try to do something with a lot of energy. We also use the phrase, have a go at something. For example, it was a big pizza, but Mario went at it with a smile. When I found out about the security problem in my website, I went at it seriously, and after 2 hours, the issue was solved. Are you having trouble with that computer? Let me have a go at it. Next, the question, what are you driving at, means, what do you mean? We often use drive at in this way to someone who is speaking indirectly when we want them to clarify what they are saying. Here are some examples. You've been talking about my faults all day. What are you driving at? Are you breaking up with me? The boss keeps saying that sales are down. What is he driving at? We're not good salespeople? Next, when you frown at something, you disapprove of it. For example, the boss frowns at us going home before 5:30 p.m. My mom frowns at us eating snacks before dinner. The company frowns at working from home. Get back at means to revenge. Here are some examples. My neighbor is always playing loud music, so I got back at him by calling the police. You won this game of tennis, but I'll get back at you in the next round. Jump at means to accept a chance or opportunity enthusiastically. For example, the boss said that getting an MBA would help my career path, so I decided to jump at it. I start classes next week. There's a job opening at Microsoft. I think I'm going to jump at it. When you keep at something, you continue doing that thing. We also use stick at with the same meaning. Remember, stick is an irregular verb, so we say stick, stuck, and stuck. Here are some examples. Learning English is not easy, but I'm going to keep at it. You're doing a great job. Keep at it. Your piano playing sounds better and better. I'm glad you stuck at it. Nice job on the sales floor today. Nice job today on the sales floor. Stick at it and you'll become a great salesperson. When you look at something, you consider it or think about it carefully. For example, the company is looking at opening a branch office in Barcelona. I'm looking at buying a new car. When you make yourself at home, you relax and get comfortable somewhere. When you tell someone, make yourself at home, you're inviting them to relax and feel comfortable. Here are some examples. It was a long trip, but once I got to the hotel, I took off my shoes, made a cup of coffee, and made myself at home. Welcome to my house. I'll take your jacket. Now, please come to the living room and make yourself at home. We use nip at when we talk about alcoholic drinks. And when you nip at an alcoholic drink, you drink it in sips and over a long period of time. For example, I was nipping at a glass of brandy after dinner. Joe was sitting at the bar and nipping at his beer for an hour. And finally, when you talk at someone, you speak to them without really listening to them. For example, I'm late for work again and I'm sure that the boss is going to talk at me for half an hour. I don't like that guy. He talks at you, but he never talks to you. Well, that's our English lesson for today. If you want to read the examples in this lesson or get word-for-word transcripts of the Happy English podcast, just visit myhappyenglish.com and check lesson 468. Thanks for studying, and I'll see you next time at Happy English.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.